You're a WavyOcho. I'm gonna react to what happens to K Michelle becoming a star. You know, like it looks like she was about to be a big star, but she didn't. She went back to loving hip hop, bro. She deadass went back to loving hip hop Hollywood and love hip hop Atlanta, and she went to loving hip hop franchise.
Kimberly Michelle Pate, born March 4th, 1982. Today's feature is the story of persevering and clawing your way through an industry built to devour most talented artists. Talent is one thing K. Michelle discovered she had in abundance since a child, playing multiple instruments and of course developing her ability as a singer. But not just music. Michelle was drawn to acting as well because it suited her personality and gave her the opportunity to express herself and all the energy she had she didn't want pent up inside. This all led to her pursuing a music career, taking music lessons from trained professionals that led to her achieving a scholarship to Florida A&M for music. Academically, K. Michelle was an honor roll student throughout, juggling that and her dreams of becoming an entertainer until she graduated from the university with honors and a chance to attend law school. Of course, that was put on hold so she could fully give her all to the music and hopefully secure a record deal and navigate the music world successfully. What I like most about K. Michelle is no matter how you feel about her singing, the presentation of her as an artist, or the defiant attitude she had on full display over her time on Love and Hip Hop, she always attempted to perfect her craft, and she came from a place of deep passion, and it shines through in her music and her story. I'd compare it down the same lines as Keyshia Cole before her and Mary J. Blige before them both. You love their music because they incorporate an emotional depth not many artists can go find within themselves and then are able to display it to the audience in a way it effectively connects to those same emotions. An artist like this you'd expect to go far because you understand the value they have naturally over other artists. But when it comes to the music business and the entertainment industry, much has to go right in order for that talent to reach the masses. Any artist that makes it through and finds success, I have tons of respect for.
I ain't gonna lie, for the fellas, right? Like, this is for the fellas, right? Would y'all smash K Michelle? Would y'all smash her? Let me know, bro. I just wanna like know, would y'all smash K Michelle? Let me know down in the comment section.
Because I understand the road there is one of the most difficult in the world. K. Michelle dealt with her fair share of difficulty and unsurety about where her...
She got the jaddy. She had the jaddy, but you know, she got the jaddy too. I don't know if she still got the jaddy, but back then she had the jaddy. Even though it was fake, obviously, but she had it on her.
Where it was headed, and the typical trappings of new artists in the game, itching to get that first project out and establish themselves as a viable artist in the game that can hold a fan base's attention. Things didn't initially go her way, specifically with her record label and the circumstances they chose as a business, leaving K. Michelle in the dark until she had to find a creative way to finally be seen and heard. She had an interesting lane last occupied by Keyshia Cole she could thrive in, but for these reasons, her growth was stunted. Salute to everyone that's requested K. Michelle. Many of you wanted to see this feature, so here you go. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. K. Michelle is a singer, actor, songwriter, and TV personality from Memphis, Tennessee that grew up with music as her influence. Like mentioned, she learned at an early age to play the piano and the guitar, teaming it with her singing and belief in herself that she could do music as a career. But school came first, and she made sure she was top of her class, using singing to help pay for university. She'd get pregnant while at school and left for a while to have her son, whose father left her and went on to marry her sorority sister. A betrayal in love and friendship she never thought she'd experience that also helped give her the chip on her shoulder to make such deep and relatable music. She returned to finish school again at the top of her class with law school offers on the table, but a music career was calling and she answered. She links with producer and A&R for Jive Records' Memph Hits, and the two began a relationship that led to her signing to Jive Records in 2008, releasing her debut single Fakin' It featuring Missy Elliott. Stunt number 1, label issues early on.
Damn.
If you...
That seemed like every artist is issue, bro. Like, you know, like they have like label issues and shit. What, they not like pushing their music how the artist wants it to be pushed? You know, like it seems like every artist has label issues.
You know by now, in the music business, the leading determining factor in whether or not an artist has success largely falls on if they sign a record deal or not and how that relationship with the record label goes moving forward. After signing, K. Michelle hit the studio and delivered on the music she was supposed to for the album, like Fallin', I Just Can't Do This, How Many Times, Self-Made featuring Trina, and a remix with Gucci Mane. But for whatever reason, the label didn't feel the singles were enough to move forward, and years would go by with Michelle's album Pain Medicine sitting on the shelves. Later, she would inform her fans that Jive as a label didn't understand who she was, what to do with her as an artist, and admitted that at the time, she may not have known who she was as well. 3 years in total would go by with K. Michelle signed to Jive and nothing happening. She released a freestyle called Medley, which she asked Jive what they were waiting for to release her music, to no avail or response from the label. She also had a few bars from Memph Hits, who she claims wasn't helping her make viable hit records. Later, they'd have their own issues and accusations of domestic abuse. In 2011 though, something unexpected occurred. Jive, Arista, and J Records merged into RCA Records, and all its artists were displaced to different labels, making Pain Medicine a fixture on the shelves, never to be released. Besides the obvious reasons, this was a growth stunt for Michelle because it took so many important young years away from her. We all know that appearance and youthful energy is important in things like music and even sports entertainment. For a female, it's even more important because those early 20s years are prime for you in natural ways. Also, you're that much more relatable to the youth audience that controls things like influence and streaming. Missing those youthful years stuck on a label makes it difficult to come back around as an older artist that still hasn't released a project. It didn't stop her, but held her back for a while, in years and unreleased art created she'll never get back. Stunt number 2, enough hits. Another reason K. Michelle didn't become as big a star as she expected was because she wasn't putting out the hit records it takes to stand out in the ultra-competitive world of entertainment. At the end of the day, labels will smile with you, treat you good or bad, release and promote your art, do what's needed to place you in untapped markets to gain more fans, spend money on things you need to go and connect with those fans, and everything else in between. But what they won't do is let you do all that without bringing back a return on investment substantial enough to justify them valuing you as an artist. It's a business, and there are bottom lines. The main bottom line is that K. Michelle, while she was or is a reality TV star, the hits didn't come along with it, enough for her to be promoted like she believes she deserves. Her highest charting song was her debut single, VSOP, that peaked at 89 on the Billboard 200. It was the first song she released after coming into fame from Love and Hip Hop, and was heavily supported in the urban community. By this time, she was now signed to Atlantic Records, who approached her after her time on Love and Hip Hop. Her follow-up single, Can't Raise a Man, also cracked the top 100.
I remember hearing that song, Can't Raise a Man. I remember that song. That's a fact. You can't raise a man, though. You can raise a boy, and that boy is eventually gonna turn into a man. So, yeah.
But actually went gold, the only gold single of her career. Both singles led to her debut studio album Rebellious Soul in 2013 that sold 220,000 in total, missing the gold mark by a substantial amount. In the clearest indication of separation from big artists to a middle-of-the-pack artist, these sales and charts showed that K. Michelle was popular at the time, enough to bring some eyes and ears in the urban market, but not enough to cross over into a top-tier artist. Stunt number 3, Gift and a Curse. Lastly, let's talk about Love and Hip Hop. A show like Love and Hip Hop was actually a gift and a curse for K. Michelle.
That's how I discovered her. That's the first time seeing her. It was on Love and Hip Hop. It was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Actually, she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Then she went to New York, and then she went to Hollywood, bro. So that's three franchises, bro. 3 cities that she went. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, New York, and she was in Love and Hip Hop New York at one point, and then she was in Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. So yeah.
It helped her recover her career after Jive dropped the ball, then dismembered, and gave her another opportunity on Atlantic to be valued. That value actually came because of her time on the reality show. K. Michelle was one of the show's standout personalities, and she gained many fans because of that show. She was the hottest she'd ever be in hindsight. She was a star on a hit TV show, and Atlantic couldn't wait to roll her out. She did okay as far as placement, with her first 3 albums landing inside the top 10 on Billboard's Top 200, even though sales-wise they underperformed. In my opinion, the reason they may have not reached their potential is because of the stigma of that show. As a person that doesn't watch the show, from the outside looking in,
I don't watch that show no more. I'm not gonna lie, I stopped watching that show like years ago. Like
It always seemed like a show older artists go on when their careers die off and they need promotion. I never knew K. Michelle was actually a newer artist using the platform for promotion, which she did successfully. But I don't think there's a long line waiting to support an artist after they're seen on Love and Hip Hop. Maybe because they're presumed old news or washed up, or because that audience only cares about the drama thirst quench they get from watching it. But as a platform, it's hard seeing an artist being able to become a superstar from it. It gave her the spark she needed, but not the support in pushing her music to the level many expected. All in all, K. Michelle musically is talented and she does have passion for music. She seems a hard worker and a hustler, and I respect that. Her music is great and she does all she can do to help it reach as many as possible. But for these reasons, her growth musically was stunning. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC, Stunning Growth Music, and I'm out.
Bigger star, but she hasn't ended up being a bigger star bigger star. She after she got out Love and Hip Hop, after she quit Love and Hip Hop, she then returned back to Love and Hip Hop. You feel me? So yeah, bro, like K. Michelle is actually talented. She could sing. She got the voice. You feel me? You know, could y'all see K. Michelle like coming back? You know, like making her comeback. You feel me? And also, if you like K. Michelle, what is your favorite song of hers? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. We're just gonna like you are.